What to do if you have been trying to manifest something and you have been seeing no movement for a very long time? Hey guys, hope you're well. And in this video, I am going to be covering a very important topic and something that is highly requested by many people. This topic is more about how to handle the fact if you have been having no movement over a period of time. If you have been persisting, if you have been trying to manifest, if you have been doing practices, techniques, you might have also taken coaching from a few people, but you still don't seem to see anything change in your life. So I will be talking about a few points here that you can potentially take into your arsenal and you can try these things, because eventually if you are seeing no movement over a prolonged period of time, then something needs to change. And here we will try to figure out what needs to change. So stick till the end. In this video, some unconscious parts of you will try to get defensive. You will see yourself be in a little bit of denial, but this is where we will push past this. We will actually get into a zone where we will understand this fully and we will apply this in your life. So let's get into it and let's talk about these things step by steps. So the first reason why you might be seeing no movement, and this is a very important question to ask yourself, is, am I truly persisting, or am I just saying I'm persisting but I'm actually just doing it out of convenience? So one very common theme that I see in clients and one very common theme that I see in people is they start the journey of manifestation, right? And usually it starts with a feeling of novelty, as I have discussed before. And you are feeling confident, you are feeling very powerful. You just maybe got a few new techniques, or maybe you just connected to a new coach, and you just feel very confident when the journey starts. And after a few days of that confidence, you start to feel a little bit of resistance. And in those moments when the resistance starts to happen, you go back into the old habits. You start to think about situations the same way, you start to emotionally react, you start to go into the same habits. I am here to tell you that if you are going to persist based on convenience, then you are only going to get results in a half-hearted way too. The thing is, your new identity will not just have great moments all the time. They will not always feel good. We think that way, but just go back and check your life. There are so many things that you would have wanted that you now have, right? It can be anything small, it can be something big. But now that you have it, you don't always feel good. You feel normal with it. It just starts to feel normal after a period of time, right? When we start this journey, we have this expectation that if we will get what we want, we will always feel good. Hence, when the feeling of feeling bad starts to happen, we start to assume that we are doing something wrong, when in fact that would happen with the new version of you too. But the new version of you, the version of you who has what they want, will come and handle that situation with a lot of confidence. They wouldn't constantly doubt if this thing will be taken away from me. They wouldn't doubt if this thing will just suddenly go away and I will never have access to it again. Think about your phone. There was a time in your life when the phone that you have was a phone that you wanted, right? And before you got it, whatever way that you were trying to get it, there might have been some doubts if you will get it or not. But now you're not worried if someone will come and take your phone away, because you already have it. And there are days where your phone might not work, where it might go out of charge, but you still have this confirmation that this is still your phone. Persisting based on convenience means we only persist sometimes. Persisting when is required means that we are persisting regardless, which is a very important part and parcel of your life, and which is something that you should stick to. The second question that you should ask yourself if you're seeing no movement is to ask if my actions are actually aligned with the things that I'm wanting in my life. Now, this action part can actually be different from each situation. For relationships, the action usually is inaction. It means I'm not chasing, I'm not running after them, I'm not stalking them, I'm not constantly talking about them with my friends, I'm not over analyzing each and every situation, I'm not stalking their social media, I'm not going through old chats and making myself feel bad. These are actions that are 100% in my control. Oftentimes we just don't control these actions because we feel I'm anyway doing the techniques, I'm anyway doing the methods, it still doesn't work out. There was this person who was constantly commenting on one of my Instagram posts that, oh, manifestation is wrong, it doesn't work, it's just this and that. And then after a while, I'm not sure what happened, but he got frustrated, right? And he just texted me and said that, you know what, you post all these success stories and I would want to have a session with you just to see what you will give me and what we will talk about. As soon as we got into the conversation, he told me that there is this girl that he wants to manifest in her life, and he texts her every 2 days, and he texts her again and again that, oh, where are you? Why are you not texting back? Just understand that that makes you a very desperate person. And I said it to him. He was very open, and he said, you know what, you're right. I am finally able to see that I was just thinking that because I'm visualizing, I'm affirming, things will just change. But things will not change if I don't take the action that is needed. The same thing goes with your work. The same thing goes with your job. I think to a great degree, we start to assume that manifestation would mean that I wouldn't have to take any action at all. But the actions that would be aligned with the version of me that would have it will still need to be taken, right? Here, we actually misinterpret what Neville Goddard says by you won't even have to lift a finger. What he's basically saying is that you wouldn't have to manipulate the middle part. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't have to acquire the skills that the version of you who will have it will have, right? And that is very important, because the more we can align ourselves to that, the better it would become. We don't want manifestation an excuse to make ourselves feel lazy and to justify our procrastination. That's not something that we want to do. So manifestation means actions, words, beliefs, thought processes, the way that we handle resistance, everything is in alignment. And that action part is also important in the work situation. The next thing, a good question to ask yourself if you're feeling that there is no movement is, am I actually being patient with the process, or am I just being super impatient with everything? This is a very common thing, because you know what, we all want results fast, and there is nothing wrong with wanting them fast. But we also need to understand that if you're getting out of years of patterns, it might take some time for you to get out of them. This doesn't mean that the results that you're looking for cannot come instantly, or that you cannot actually receive results fast. It just means that some things might take some time. And if after every fifth day, or sixth day, or seventh day, or eighth day, you are constantly questioning, where is it? Karan told me that I need to align my actions. I haven't chased this girl for 5 days. Where is she? Why is she not coming? Just understand that unless and until the action change is also creating a mindset change, it's not really working, right? So we are doing these things just because we want to first change our state of being, not just so that we can instantly get what we want. The getting what we want part is a byproduct of me changing my state of being, right? But the second thing is, even after you are doing everything correctly, things still can take some time. There is no confirmation on when it will happen. No manifestation teacher will ever tell you when it will happen. And if they are, and if they are giving you a guarantee or something, go in the different direction, right? It's very important to understand that this uncertainty that we gather and that we have and that we have to face with is why we struggle with impatience. Because when we don't see anything moving, we start to feel that something is not working, or maybe something is going wrong, but we don't know what is actually happening behind the scenes. So having some patience in the middle part really helps. In fact, I say this one statement all the time, that patience is the fastest way to manifest what you want. The next one, stop predicting the how. And this is something that I would really request to everyone. So this is a common thing, right? We all have a prediction of how the how is going to be. This prediction comes from the countless movies that we have seen, the books that we have read, maybe so many success stories that I post. I get this question from a lot of people that, you know, I got a movement like your success story too, but it didn't go in the direction that it went for this success story, or things were not going in the direction that I wanted, but then this one thing happened, but it still isn't going how I want. The thing is, you don't know the how. You have predicted the how somewhere because you have seen a lot of movies, seen a lot of books, you have seen other people go through situations, and because of this, not just you, I also, like, we all predict how we think it is going to be. So we all have a how in our mind that, you know what, this is the most probable way through which I think it will happen. And there is nothing wrong with that prediction. It's just very important to know that any prediction that I have in my mind is not the final answer, which means that there exists a version of life where things can work out even faster than I can imagine. And because things can work out even faster than I can imagine, every time I predict the how, what happens is it will make me impatient, because if things won't go exactly how I'm planning that they should, I will start to mentally react. I will start to tell myself that if things aren't going how I want them to, it means something is going wrong. I'm doing something negative. Things aren't working out for me. And these predictions that we are creating will often end with us predicting the how, reacting on it, and creating negative connotations when there might be something going behind the scenes which we just don't know about. Steve Jobs said this: life makes sense when you look at it backwards. Like, I'm not, like, don't connect me with the exact words, but this is what he meant. Where he said, basically, his point of view was that whenever you're looking backward, only then you are able to connect the dots. Only then you are able to see that, oh, this thing must have meant this, or this thing must have meant this. We don't know how things are going to be. We don't know what the way through is, and we don't know what the most predictable and the easiest way to get to our manifestations is. But our subconscious does, the universe does, the source does, whatever you want to call it. We just want to trust on that. We want to trust that even if we don't understand it, we can intuitively feel that things will eventually work out for us. And things always have worked out for us in some way, shape, or form. And that's the faith that we want to stick to. So stop predicting the how, it is not really helping you. The next one, everything is a movement, and this is a very important one. The thing is, we often count these big things as movement, right? So in our mind we have these expectations of what movement looks like. So maybe if I'm manifesting a specific person, I am thinking that this person called me, that's movement, and it is. That's not, I'm not saying that it isn't, but before they called me, when I woke up feeling very confident, that was movement. When I handled resistance well, that was movement. When I woke up and I wasn't anxious, that was movement. When one of my friends said their name and I didn't emotionally react, that was movement. It's just that we don't count these things as movement because we don't think that they are also leading us to where we want to go. But everything is movement, even the small things that you don't think are movement, or anything that you don't even consider movement. Hell, you even watching this video is a form of movement, because this will somewhere change your perspective, and as soon as it changes your perspective, you would be able to see things differently, right? So just having that open mindset, having that mental clarity, knowing that eventually things will turn out how I want them to, and even small changes on a daily basis that I'm experiencing are a part of that growth, will always help me move towards getting more movement towards my manifestations. So I hope that this video helps you. I hope that this helps you gather momentum and perspective towards what movement can look like. And I hope that you are able to carry this forward in your life and you are able to receive results from there. So I wish you the best. Please have a great day ahead. Apply these things in your life, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe and share if you like the video. The link for my one-on-one coaching, my self-help courses, and my free newsletter are in the description box below.